right, day two. We're gonna keep this poly talk rolling, apparently, you know. So I already told you my biggest mistake when I was trying to be into poly was, not caring much about the word of God. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do things his way. You can't be in sin. If you in sin, you ain't gonna be blessed. Boom, there's that. Second thing that I did that I really didn't know how wrong it was, that woman was married, right? And I knew she was married. I mean, she disclosed that she was married, but she did present it as if, she did want a divorce. Her husband was a narcissist who was refusing to give her a divorce. You know what I'm saying? She was considering them separated. Mind you, hubby was completely not on board with this separation. I'm telling you, like the first time that I met the guy, we went to kind of help her like move out of her efficiency or whatever, and he beats us there, and he is beating her door down. You know what I'm saying? Over some other situation that they had going on. But just, yeah, that's how I met him. And he never like fell out of the picture. And he never stopped trying for his family. He let us know how he felt about the situation. He was calling us weirdos and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Almost implying that we were like forcing her into a situation with us. And it was like, no, I mean, she said y'all was separated. Me not realizing that God don't care nothing about people considering themselves separated. You know what I'm saying? They stood up there together and they made a covenant between themselves and God. They said, till death do us part. You know what I'm saying? And God don't even recognize all of these divorces over like irreconcilable differences and all of this type of petty stuff that we just decide we don't love somebody some more no more and we just gonna move on. He don't even recognize all of that. But yeah, she stood there, she said till death do us part, and while still under covenant, she came over here to me and my just baby daddy at the time. Me and him wasn't married. We just had a kid together, one kid together at the time that we met her. And yeah, um, God came to war. He warred on that husband's behalf. He came to war on that husband's behalf. And I want to warn y'all against that, man, even if it ain't poly that you trying to do. People's marriages are off limits, bro. If you don't want to see the real wrath of God, don't play with nobody's marriage. But see, I didn't know the danger of that. I thought that it was fair for her to move how she needed to move, you know what I'm saying? Because she was dealing with somebody who was refusing to give her a divorce. And even him, he did say, it's not necessarily that we may not end up getting a divorce, but I want us to try. I want it to be done different than this. I don't want her to just hop up and go decide that she's just going to go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Until we come on one accord that we need a divorce, that we need that level of separation. And that is right now, that is the most respectable thing ever. But back then, I just was like, no, a girl telling you she don't want to be with you no more with you, but I was real rah-rah about the jump, man. She don't want to be all right, man. She over here, bro. She over here. We gonna take care of her until you decide you want to go ahead and stop freaking Stockholm syndrome in the darn girl. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, she was married. That's the second thing I want to tell y'all. Don't play around in nobody covenant, man. If that husband and that wife, I already said don't do it. I already said don't do it. But if that husband and that wife didn't approach you together, you know what I'm saying, in a respectful manner, and inviting you into this thing morally and respectfully as much as y'all can be moral past the fact that y'all already finna sin because he can only have one wife. So hear me with your good ears, people. Hear me with your good ears. I already said don't do it. I already said you can't really do it without sin. But if you're gonna push past what I already said, don't do it within somebody's covenant in a way that you are forcing somebody to break that covenant. in a way that you are forcing somebody to betray that person that they stood before God and said, till death do us part with. You will not reap positive fruit of that. I don't care what that man is telling you. I don't care what that woman is telling you. I don't care who's gonna get a divorce, who been having problems, who da 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 da. I don't care what they telling you. That covenant is gonna damn you to hell. Either hell on this earth or you really gonna kick the bucket, bro. So just know that, man, covenants are off limits unless in your mind that you just want to do it so bad that they invite you in together respectfully.